So how long have you been doing the little mini acoustic set inside your...
We started it maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago.
It's been a couple years.
Yeah, 2 years.
It was
finding songs that work like that, it's always like, all right, what song's gonna translate best, totally unplugged or around one mic? You know, some songs like, well, I think this song sounds better plugged in, or this song really actually sounds much better a little more raw around one mic, with everybody kind of going for it.
Actually, on the tour for Love Lost Hope and Pete, we started doing a song completely acoustic at the front of the stage, and I think from there we started kind of looking into doing some more stuff like that, but how can we get some of the instruments that you can't really hear, you know, up a little louder? And then we started doing the total acoustic thing, but also adding in a few songs around one mic just to kind of do something. But yeah, for a good number of years now.
I would imagine after, being together for so long, it's nice to change things up.
It's a lot of fun. Well, it's a lot of fun to reinterpret songs. You know, a lot of the times you're finishing a song when you go in the studio, so you don't necessarily get to think about the best way to present it. Because essentially for us, the songs are the chord changes and the words. And that's basically what it boils down to now. How's the best way to present, the mood of this song that we've come up with? And sometimes you get it right on the record, and sometimes you're like, you know what? A couple years later, you look at it, and the best way to present it is completely stripped down, or maybe you started really small, and actually this is a much better rock song. But just playing them over time and watching people's reactions to them, and figuring out how you can impact things, in the best way. It takes a little time, but it's also fun to reinvent things. After you've been playing a song one way for a long time, just deconstruct it and start over again.
That's cool. So this year's, not surprisingly, pretty busy for you guys. You got a live album, and a full-length album coming out later this year, right?
There's a lot of stuff that we're going to try to do.
A few EPs in there, I think.
Yeah, we definitely want to do that. There's talk about a stronger push on the Christmas record that we just released, and we didn't get finished until right in December. So I think we might do some more stuff with that. And
add some songs to it, make it a full-length record.
We're going to be busy.
As well as do another actual full-length record, and then live. It's a double live album with DVD coming out.
Oh, wow.
In a couple weeks. I think we actually literally just finished it today. I talked to our video editor. He's like, I'm watching him do the last viewing tonight. Make sure it's all good, and then I'm shipping it off tomorrow morning.
It's finally done.
It's done.
You could do a little tour behind the Christmas album in July.
Just preparing people.
Yeah.
Every year you see those,
Christmas
people
in July sales.
Starting to get this stuff out earlier. So.
Bing Crosby wrote White Christmas, like sitting on a beach in June.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Right? It really makes you look at the song differently.
Seriously.
Speaking of
sweating when he wrote this.
Of our acoustic album, it was sort of a little bit of a storyteller's vibe, where we brought a studio audience, or an audience, into a recording studio. So we had about 70 or 80 people in a recording studio, and then we kind of told stories and stuff between songs. And one of our older songs, November Make Believe, which is sort of a winter, it falls into one of our winter songs. Barry's very thematic when he does songs, and I learned that Barry actually wrote that in July in Richmond when it was 105 degrees outside with 120% humidity, and he cranked up all the ACs and turned all the lights down and put sheets up over the windows, and he said effectively created winter in his house because he was not feeling summer anymore. And after a few hours, like, this is the song I need to write now. Writing winter songs in July. Sometimes it happens.
It happens. You get that longing. You sweat through your shirt. You get that longing for many layers.
Yeah. Please give me some snow.
So, any spots on the tour that you're looking forward to hitting? Any of the venues coming up?
Well, we're happy to be here. We haven't played Irving Plaza in a while, so I'm stoked to be back here.
Yeah, New York City, greatest city in the world.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada.
And we got parking. So now it's like really the greatest
city. It is the greatest city. Today,
it is the greatest city in the world. Usually it's hard to get in and out here for us,
You get the van circling the block for the entire show.
Literally.
That or getting tickets, they just sit there and keep running.
It's like shuffling cards. And we're playing some cool places. we're in Delaware tomorrow, and then we pick back up the Orange Peel in Asheville, North Carolina, which is a really cool town and a cool venue. Haven't been there in a couple of years, so pretty stoked to get back there. A couple of House of Blues.
Variety Playhouse in Atlanta would be great.
Yeah, that's a cool spot too. A lot of old funky theaters, like the Variety Playhouse, or we played the Carnegie Library Theater last night in Pittsburgh, which is like I don't know, it's probably built in the 20s, funky old, and it's really cool. A lot of great, woodwork and detail and plaster, and it sounds amazing, especially the acoustic stuff. You play acoustic, you can really hear the room and the vibe.
That's cool. Well, I won't take up much more of your time, but I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Very good talking to you.
And have a kick-ass show tonight, and a good rest of the tour, and 2011 and onward.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks
See
a
ya.
lot.